Hello to all beautiful Ghanaians from all around the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good noon, good whatever time I'm coming to you. Welcome to Nasage, where it's all about country and people. Patriotism is our game for the better mother Ghana. Welcome. Please do like the channel, subscribe to it for more patriotic views from country and people point. And do share with other Ghana-loving Ghanaians who have the desire to see Ghana live up to its full potential. Today I'm going to look into the pending conversation or news about the will of the late Sir John. So, there's a lot of concerns being raised from all around the places. Yet even this one, Ghanaians are divided over it. And I want to just raise some few questions from country and people point on this matter. Alongside the fact that our sitting president, Nana Akufo-Addo, has also signed an executive instrument in code to declassify, they said, a portion of the Achimota forest, which then turns out to be part of this will. So the question is, what is it that the president knows or he and his executive team knows about this will and the portion of Achimota forest that should warrant their sole discretion to declassify the forest? I thought we have land and natural resources, a ministry that looks after this. Now, the executive instrument is used in emergencies. What is the emergency for the forest to be declassified? Is the life of Ghanaians at stake? What is it that warrants this executive decision to declassify the forest? Personally, it doesn't sound right. Is it that the abuse of power? Or there is something questionable? Which means if attempts to declassify the Achimota forest goes through the usual channels for consideration, debate, deliberation to consider environmental and the ecological effect of declassifying the forest, it may not pass. So, therefore, maybe cronyism, friends and family want the forest, therefore, use your position to sign it as declassified. As I've said previously in my video, I think this executive instrument signed to declassify the forest needs to be challenged in the courts thoroughly and possibly reversed. It raises a lot of questions about our sitting president that this will by an individual that he appointed to be the CEO of the Forestry Commission, a portion of that will has that Achimota forest listed and many other things, which I'm not going to keep this long because it's straightforward. To even before I go mention some of these questions surrounding the will and the content of the will, the time lapse by which these properties became also needs to be investigated. And if there is no viable indication as to how these properties were acquired, it needs to be confiscated. It doesn't matter that it's in that will. If it is evident that becoming the CEO of the Forestry Commission he used his position to acquire these things, then it needs to be taken back. Yes, you have to. Now, before I give some facts and some informations here, of course, the documents or the will, I have access to it from the Fourth Estate website, and I've gone through it. I've looked at some of the informations there, and you can only but painfully smile, if you get what I mean. Now, I have come across another communication that questions when our sitting president has declared his assets. According to the requirements of the constitutional provisions, anyone appointed to serve in any of the public office should declare their assets. It took 2 weeks for our president to declare his assets or properties prior to becoming the president. And the excuse given is that the registration department has run out of receipts. The registration department that registers what these individuals have before assuming office has run out of receipts. This is the reason given for which it took our president, sitting president, Nana Akufo-Addo, 2 weeks to register his properties. And to use my head, what could have happened within those 2 weeks? I'm only asking questions. I'm not pointing fingers. Now, let's come to Sir John. Prior to Sir John becoming the Chief Executive Officer of the Forestry Commission, by profession, he's a lawyer. Whether he's been practicing or not, I'm not sure. And between 2010 to 2014, he became the General Secretary of the MPP. I don't know how much he's paid for doing that job. And throughout his profession as a lawyer, I don't know how much he's paid. Even if you have a company that you run, the company have overheads. Some people have to run companies for 4, 5, 6, 7 years before they begin to declare profits. But anyway, we will see that if not all, at least 80% of the listed properties on this will were acquired within the first 3 years of he becoming a CEO. This is no rocket science. And this is why it ought to be investigated, because the Forest Commission, Ghana Sell Timbers, let's find out how these things became. Did he use his office, his position, to forcefully take them? Businesses that the Forestry Commission has conducted, how was Ghana paid? Because some huge figures are being deposited in an account. This man passed away at the age of 63. So he's been in office for 3 years. From 2017, he's been appointed. And then these properties begin to take speed. Why did he not acquire all this? If his profession as a lawyer or being the General Secretary of MPP from 2010 to 2014 has been so fruitful or profitable, or he's been paid so much money, why is it that these properties were not acquired at the time? Only when he became a Chief Executive Officer appointed by the sitting government, Nana Akufo-Addo, that is when these things came to be. And yet, the painful side is that we Ghanaians, we are still divided over this matter, asking stupid questions because of partisan affiliations. If it is true that these things were ill-gotten by dubious means, by different sorts of malfeasance, by embezzlement, by forceful conversion of government properties to be his, it should be investigated. As a matter of fact, it is becoming, not that it's becoming, it has been since the Fourth Republic that the only thing certain about our government and our politics in Ghana is that there is a certainty that the poorest person, if taken from the streets and made an MP, a minister, or given any public office, that person will become rich overnight. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is the only guarantee I can say that we have had since the Fourth Republic. The next guarantee we have is that people will assume office and things will become worse as far as country and people is concerned. MPs their constituency become worse than they found it, but they as MPs become rich overnight. How much is an MP paid in Ghana? Does the MP not conduct expenses? And suddenly they become rich overnight. They own companies. They take over institutions. And no one cares to ask questions. So not to drag it on, Sir John then became appointed the Chief Executive Officer to the public office of the Forestry Commission, March 2017. Then, before then, rumors have it that he was going to be appointed to the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority. And when he was appointed the CEO of the the Forestry Commission, he then gave an excuse of saying that he rejected it because he is afraid, or he fears the sea, the water, sea. What an excuse. Something quite doesn't add up. But anyway, let's put that one aside and just quickly jump through some of the properties. Houses, lands, guns, private vehicles. As for private vehicles, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is it 12? Maybe more. Let me count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 private vehicles. Mostly acquired within the first 3 years of being the CEO of Forestry Commission. And in the same report where it is said that our sitting president could not disclose his properties within the first 2 weeks of being sworn into office, in that same report, it is noted that this gentleman, Sir John, did not disclose his assets. Why? What happened? Why is it that he is allowed not to disclose his assets? So now, let's put the question this way. How many other public officials have not disclosed their assets, properties, and are still in office? Of course, I remember one of them that has been appointed lately to the Ghana Post, Obo, we commonly call him. Has he declared his assets prior to taking office as the head of the Ghana Post? The list continues. So if we have an individual like this who occupies a public office appointed by the sitting government or the sitting president and somehow did not disclose his properties or assets prior to office, how many more public office servants are in office for God knows how long and have not disclosed or declared their assets? Why are we doing this to ourselves? You know? So look at this. Took office March 2017, and within the first year, a plot located in Ogbojo, February 12, 2018, 2017. Look, houses alone, 1, 2, 3, 11 houses, all acquired between 2017 and 2018. Oh, come on. Come on. Yes, some of the issues are being contended, but this needs to be contended, and this should be used as a warning to all public officers that if it is proven, I'm not saying this, but because it begs question. Because these 10, 11 houses, they are not cheap. Not to talk of that, lands, all acquired within the 2017 to up to the when he passed away. How much is he paid as a chief executive officer of the Forestry Commission? He have family to look after. He have expenses to make. Yet, this man has a savings of 2 million Ghana cedi or an investment, right? Bank accounts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including foreign accounts. Some of them, the amounts have not been, all of them amounts has not been disclosed how much is in them. How were monies paid into this? Who paid money into these accounts? This needs to be investigated because this man was occupying very important position. The Forestry Commission. We know Ghana exports timber. We do know that Ghana is involved or is engaged in selling timber abroad. Did we receive any upfront payment for supplies that we never supplied? How were those monies paid? I am not saying he has done anything wrong, but looking at the will and the list of items acquired within the first 3 years of being in office begs question. And any sensible, smart, intelligent individual should be asking the same question too. Not only that, every Ghanaian have the right to know how these things became. How much is he paid? 2 million cedis expected to mature in 2020. 303,000 plus another account. I mean, he has hospital. When did he start the hospital? Where's all the funds coming from? Where's all the monies coming from? Other businesses. And most of these things, if not all of them, they became just after assuming office as the chief executive officer of the Forestry Commission. For me, something is definitely wrong. And to worsen it off and to raise questions about our sitting president, he has signed an executive instrument to release a portion of the, in code, they said a portion, not all of it, a portion of the Achimota forest that is part of this will. Mr. Sitting President, it doesn't add up. That's all I can say. I thought to raise questions on this from Ghana and People Point. The will is sitting on the Fourth Estate website. You can go and read it and have a look at it. And some have managed to take the pain to compile the list. So it's easy, handy, it's circulating around. Have a look at it and look at the time frame within which these things have been acquired by this individual. And if it is proven that these were all by virtue of connections, diversion of public funds, misappropriation of public funds, conversion of government properties onto oneself, then these things need to be confiscated completely and entirely. Remember this. We need to ask these questions. And ideally, we should be jumping on the street and shouting that we need answers to this, because this could make a difference. The amount of money in that list is enough to solve some of the flood issues we have in Accra. Yet it is sitting in account of an individual, legitimately or by foul means. We need to know. We have that right to know. That is what is promised us as far as democracy is concerned. This is not a time to say security this, security that. No, we need answers. Mr. President, we need answers because you have now allowed us to call you out on this matter because you choose to sign an executive instrument to declassify a forest that is listed in St. John's will. Why? To all Ghanaians, this should not be partisan issue, especially when you are not listed as the beneficiaries of this. If you are still arguing because you are NDC or MPP, something is definitely wrong with you. And this is what I'll say: come off your ruthless and senseless partisan horses, unless collectively as Ghanaians analyze the facts of this matter and call on our government to confiscate these items if proven. to be gotten by foul means. Remember this. Ghana must work. We want Ghana to work. Let's make Ghana work. Because Ghana can work. Till I come your way, God bless Mother Ghana. Long live the Fourth Republic. And please do share the message to all other Ghana-loving Ghanaians. Like the channel, hit the bell for notification for other views from Country and People Point. See you in my next video.